Have you ever stopped to think about how Noah managed to build a massive vessel capable of saving his family and all animal species from a catastrophic flood? We're not talking about a simple construction project, but a divine work where every detail had a purpose. In this video, you'll learn step by step how Noah received instructions directly from God and, with great faith and effort, managed to build the ark. More importantly, you'll see how this epic story can teach us about perseverance, obedience, and the ability to overcome challenges. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by life's challenges, what Noah faced will deeply inspire you. The lessons he leaves us about following a higher purpose and believing in something beyond what we can see are truly powerful. Stay with me, because you're about to uncover secrets that might change the way you approach your own challenges. Are you ready to learn how Noah overcame the impossible? Imagine being in Noah's shoes, receiving direct instructions from God to build something as massive as an ark. This wasn't just a simple boat, it was a vessel of salvation amidst impending destruction. God was very specific: 300 cubits long, 50 wide, and 30 high. For us, that translates to a structure roughly 450 feet long, longer than a football field. But there was a reason for this precision. The ark needed to withstand the force of the flood and keep all life on board safe. The wood used, gopher or cypress, wasn't chosen by accident either. It was durable, water-resistant, and capable of withstanding the coming waters. It was a monumental task, but Noah knew that the mission entrusted to him came directly from the Creator. He didn't question the instructions, he simply followed them to the letter. Noah understood that his obedience wouldn't just save his family, it would preserve life on earth. The fact that Noah received such specific measurements and materials for building the ark reveals something deep about his faith. Every hammer stroke wasn't just the execution of a plan, it was an act of obedience. Noah knew that God's plans were perfect, and the ark would become a symbol of his complete trust in divine orders. The magnitude of the project was overwhelming, but his faith outweighed any doubt. And so, Noah worked meticulously, focused on every detail. The structure, the compartments, everything had to be in perfect harmony to withstand what was coming. But there was more to the ark than just its dimensions and materials. It also needed to be completely waterproof. How did Noah handle that challenge? Building the ark wasn't just about raising an impressively large structure. It needed to be strong enough to withstand an unprecedented catastrophe. In his wisdom, God instructed Noah to coat the entire ark with pitch, both inside and out. This seemingly simple detail was crucial. Pitch, a resinous waterproofing material, would make all the difference when the waters began to rise. Without this protection, the ark wouldn't survive the force and duration of the flood. Noah followed the instructions with absolute precision. He knew there couldn't be any mistakes. A single leak could jeopardize the entire mission. The pitch acted as a protective layer that would ensure the ark's buoyancy, preventing water from seeping into the wood and ruining everything. It's fascinating to imagine how dedicated Noah must have been to this stage of the build, carefully applying the pitch layer by layer, making sure no part was left unsealed. The function of this coating goes beyond physical protection. The pitch symbolizes the safety and trust Noah placed in God's instructions. As he covered the ark, he wasn't just waterproofing a vessel. He was shielding his faith from doubt and uncertainty. Every stroke of the brush was a gesture of complete trust in God, knowing that the ark would be his protection amidst the chaos to come. Now, with the structure completed and fully waterproofed, the ark was ready to face the waters. But how would it accommodate the vast number of animals, supplies, and Noah's family? Let's explore how the 3 levels of the ark played an essential role in this great plan. The ark wasn't just a massive vessel, it was a floating refuge, carefully designed to fulfill a vital mission: preserving life. Its 3 levels were thoughtfully planned by God, and each had a specific function. The top level was where Noah and his family would live during the long days of the flood. Here they would be safe and close to the supplies that would sustain them during their time cut off from the world. On the second level, space was dedicated to the animals, which were divided according to divine instructions. There were compartments for clean and unclean animals, organized so that each species had its proper place. In addition, ventilation systems were carefully implemented to ensure air circulation and to keep the environment livable for everyone on board. Noah, with his impeccable organization, made sure there was enough room for all the animals to be well cared for. The lowest level, in turn, was where the supplies and water were stored. This level held the resources necessary to keep everyone alive during the long journey at sea. From food for the humans to specific rations for the animals, everything was meticulously planned and stored. The internal organization of the ark was essential for the survival of all the living beings on board, and Noah, with his dedication and faith, followed every step of God's plan. With the 3 levels ready and every detail carefully organized, the ark was prepared to shelter not only Noah's family and the animals, but also God's plan for the future of humanity. And so, one final challenge remained before facing the flood: the completion of the long and arduous construction task. The construction of the ark was a monumental project, one that took decades to complete. Noah, with the help of his sons, dedicated himself tirelessly to the task, while the world around him continued to ignore the divine warnings of the coming flood. The time they spent on the work was more than just physical labor. It was a testament to perseverance and faith. With each day of hard work, Noah preached to his contemporaries, trying to warn them about what was to come. However, few paid attention to his message. The work involved more than just cutting and assembling wood. Noah needed meticulous logistics to gather the necessary materials, especially the sturdy gopher wood, and coordinate the different stages of construction. From cutting the wood to transporting and assembling the massive beams, it all required extraordinary physical and mental effort. The internal structure of the ark, with its compartments and ventilation systems, was carefully planned to ensure that every living being had an appropriate and functional place. Despite all the effort and dedication, building the ark was more than just manual labor. It symbolized an act of faith and unconditional obedience to God's orders. Every hammer blow, every nail, and every adjusted detail reflected Noah's trust in God's plan. And despite the difficulties that arose, he never gave up. His mission was clear: follow God's instructions and make sure the ark was ready in time for the great flood. Finally, after years of continuous work, the ark was complete. Noah was ready to follow God's orders, ensuring the survival of his family and the animals. Now, with the ark finished, everything was prepared for the flood to begin. Now that you understand the entire process Noah followed to build the ark, ask yourself, what can you apply from this to your own life? Noah's story isn't just about a boat. It's about perseverance, faith, and following a greater purpose, even when no one else believes. And what about you? Are you ready to face your challenges with the same determination? Think about the difficulties you have today. Maybe the answer lies in following the right instructions and keeping faith that even in the hardest moments, there's a greater plan at work. So, what will your next step be? Comment below and share what you've learned from the story and how you can apply it to your daily life. And of course, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to keep diving into topics as deep as this one. Do you know who the 4 worst kings in the Bible are? Click the video and find out what made their actions so terrible.